Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunt, the big sisters, anyone that played the role as a mother. Happy, wonderful Mother Day to you. You guys, today, my Mother Day gift to my goddaughters. I'm going to give receipts and proof. Definitely to my royal goddaughter. My Mother's Day gift to her is going to show proof that a clown is a hypocrite. He's a pedo. He's a pedophile. He's a hypocrite. He's a bitter baby daddy. So you guys, I'm here for entertainment purposes on Mother's Day because you two say I can. And I don't check clowns. I don't like pedo clown. I don't like booger eating grandmama. You too old to be out here on the internet eating boogers and think it's cool and it's okay. I know little toddlers that get in trouble for eating boogers. I know kids get in trouble for eating boogers. I know it's a health issue. Germs eating boogers. Stop playing with it. So you guys, I'm here for entertainment purposes, and I'm going to entertain you with proof and facts and receipts on Mother's Day. You guys, I know allegedly the things that I say are my words, my views, my thoughts, my feeling, my emotion, and we know Sweet Teacup can get triggered when you push that. But I am here, you guys, because I want to show proof that a whole pedo clown going all the way back from 2017, and that's okay, you clown, because I got the dates and I got the name of the videos. Hey, Lisa, good morning. Happy Mother's Day. Bless you, Sweet Teacup, and all the mothers. Thank you, sweet, and happy Mother's Days to you, too, as well. You guys, I have the dates and the name of the video. I'm here to prove to you that a clown is a hypocrite. I'm here to prove to you that back in 2016, 17, 18, and 2020, look at those years. Before my goddaughter left with the clothes on her back, he taught the royal family. Technically, I'm just saying it's on the video. He say allegedly he was the GOAT. He got the blueprint. Come on. Put a one in the chat if you agree with Sweet Teacup. If a whole pedo clown comes to the internet and say, I put them on. I invented them. I created them. I did the videos. I'm in charge. I write the blueprint. I'm the GOAT. I'm the king and I'm this. And if he comes to the internet and says that, and I can give you proof on videos and receipts and dates, put a one in the chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup if I can prove to you that that clown taught them how to share food. He literally taught them how to share food and everything else. Put a one in the chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup. Hey everybody. Hey Betty. Welcome to the chat. Hello, Kiara, sweetie. This is my Mother's Day gift for my goddaughter, Big Royalty. My gift to her, I'm gonna prove it to the internet, because see, we got a clown nation. We got some children out here that's really believing the foolishness, and the only way, listen, I work with kids for over 28 years, baby, and the only way for you to prove something, you gotta give facts, you gotta give documentation. So I'm here to give it. So let's start off with the first video. And just so you know, like I said, he's a hypocrite, you guys. He was the one who taught my God, 3 older God grandkids to share. He literally ate behind them and drunk behind them, and he didn't have no problem back then. He enjoyed it. And I'm going to give you the amount of views he made off these videos. So you got to ask yourself. So if I could prove to you on Mother's Day in 2025 that in 2017 and 2018 and 2020 that this whole pedo lying clown made money off my goddaughter, my 3 older god grandkids, by sharing food and drinks and everything with them, and he made millions of views on that. Drop the teacups in the chat if you agree with Sweet Teacup. So what he's really angry about in 2025, where he is no longer connected to this family, and you got my goddaughter, Big Royalty, standing on all 10, baby. Don't forget to put the big in front of it. And my 3 older god grandkids, and now with the golden twins as well, that they still can continue to share food and drink as a family. He see the potential that if my goddaughter just went in and did a bunch of food testing videos and videos on TikToks and stuff that she could make millions and millions of views. If that's what got him angry, if that's what's really why he's so mad and why he want to drop video and tease them and troll them and bash them about, oh, they poor, they broke, they share. Well, you know what, you clown? I'm gonna prove to you. If my goddaughter is broke, then your ass been broke from day one, because I got videos with dates and the titles to prove that you taught them to do that, and you was sharing food with them as well. Hey, Kitty, good morning, happy Mother's Day. So you guys, let's start off with the first video, because you know one thing about Sweet Teacup, I bring the receipts. Video number 1. Do you all remember? Drop the royal crown in the chair. We're gonna have fun with this. It's Mother's Day. Drop the royal crown in the chair if you agree with Sweet Teacup. Do you remember the video where they did the 68 donut test? They had 68 donuts that they did a taste test, and I can't lie to you. Every donut had its own flavor. Drop the teacups in the chat if you agree with Sweet Teacup. You know what video I'm talking about. The video is titled 68 Donuts. It was a family challenge to taste 68 different donuts. And baby, none of those donuts will repeat. They all was different flavors. And I seen all of them take multiple bites after the kids. I stand on it. Come on, drop the teacups in the chat if you know what video I'm talking about. This video, you guys, was posted by a clown, a pedo clown, a hypocrite that come to the internet right now and troll and bash and make fun, to try to make fun of my goddaughter, my 3 older grandkids, because they still share food together if that's what they want to do. A lot of family does that. But this video, he uploaded this video, not royalty, not my 3 older grandkids, they was little kids. Care about years, baby. Baby, they was young. None of them was really teenagers yet. Not even Jaleel. Come on. On August the 11th, 2017, that video, that 68 donut video pulled over 7 million views. I cannot lie to you. Go, you ain't got to look at the video. Just pull up the video. I gave you the title, 68 donuts. You start off that way, you're going to find it. Don't forget the title in there, Soul Food Clown. Pull over 7 million views. And they all was tasting those donuts, and he was all for it. He made over 7 million views on that, which means they made money. So the reason why he's so angry, think about it. He do not have royalty and those royal kids no more to do those videos anymore, tasting and sharing food. That means he cannot make those views. And that's one other video. I don't want to forget this, because my other videos, I got 4 of them. This one, I know you all remember the taste test video where they made this big old picture. Come on, drop the royal crowns in the chat, you guys. I can't lie to you. They made this big old picture of, like, they took a bunch of different fruit juices. It was Hawaiian punches, I believe. It was like blue, yellow, green, red, all different colors. And they poured it all in a big old punch bowl. Come on now, drop the royal crown in the chat if you know what video I'm talking about. They made this big old behind drink. It's Sunday. I won't say no bad words. Hey sis, what's up, Carmen? Do you remember this video, Carmen? When they made this, they had this big old fruit bowl, and then they had all these different fruit juices, and they poured it all in there, and they only had 2 or 3 straws in that. I can't play with you. They only had 2 straws in that punch bowl, and they all was drinking from the same punch bowl. They all was sharing that drink, tasting it, and saying what it tastes like. But now he's on the internet in 2025, something that he taught them, made money off of it, and being a big hypocrite now and trying to call them poor because they doing the same thing. I'm just saying, and see, I always say, you creep, you clown, your word's gonna be your downfall when you're dealing with Sweet Teacup. So if they're sharing, it's because you brought that into their life. It's on your video channel. It's your videos. You brought that to their life to share for views, content, and money. Moving on to the next video. This one was titled Korean Candy. This video dropped on June 29, 2017. This video pulled over 7,000 views. They was doing a Korean candy taste challenge. You guys, they shared that candy. They shared the taste. So what is he talking about when he get on the internet and talk about, oh, they so poor and they share this? Sir, you pedo, you creep, you clown, you taught them to share. But when you was a part of this sharing, it was no problem. It was being a good father. It was being a good stepfather. It was being a good person. Oh, I take care of the family. Allegedly, they had it all. Baby, they got the same thing when they was with you. They got clothes, they got shoes, and they share food when they was with your ass. So get up out of here with the lies. With the lies. Hey, Carlotta. Hey, baby. Happy Mother's Day to you, too. And you guys, like I said, I'm giving you proof. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you receipts. So let's do the math. So if I gave you two videos, one was dropped June 29, 2017. Another one was August 11, 2017. Don't worry, I got more. But let's just calculate this. So if Jaleel, my goddaughter, is 7, my god granddaughter is 17. She ain't 18 yet. So she's 17. Okay. So we're gonna go in. Let's pull out the calculator. Let's add this up. Sis Carmen, I know you got my back on this. So if we take 2025, take away 2017, that's a difference of 8. So let's do the math. That's 8 years ago. So if we take that Jaleel is 17 and take away 8, baby, Jaleel was only 9. That means he was teaching them. If Jaleel was 9, Leon was 7, Carnation was 5. So you got to ask yourself, who taught the three older god grandkids to share food and drink and candy and everything else? A clown. I just gave you the receipts. I gave you the years, the date the video posted, the title of the videos. You could go look at it yourself, but don't look at the whole video. You guys. Oh, don't worry. I got more. And then there's another video titled Picnic Day at the Soul Food Land. Remember that Soul Food Land? Remember the Soul Food Land that he came to the internet and allegedly told us that he bought it? It was all a lie. After his ass could no longer afford it. No, we're not going to say big royalty. They all say he did one. They all say he was the GOAT. It was his money. He's the one that provided for a family. So if you ask me, everything that happened from 2015 up until 2021, until my goddaughter left with the 3 older god grandkids and the 2 god grand twins with only the clothes on their back, that means anything that happened between those dates, that fall on the clown. Drop a flower in the chat for Mother's Day for me. Drop a flower in the chat if you agree with Sweet Teacup. Anything that happened from 2015 up until 2022 when my goddaughter left completely, that means it fell on the clown back because he claimed that he was in charge of everything, that he supported them. He said he fed them, he clothed them, he dressed them, he did everything. That means, sir, anything that happened with that arrow, that was your responsibility. You have to be the one to take the blame. So when they left the Soul Food Land, let's talk about it, you pedo, you creep. You left the Soul Food Land. It wasn't because pipe was rusty and dusty. No, it was because you could no longer afford it anymore because you was already out there wasting money. The same way how you ain't got no money today in 2025. You do nothing but spend money, you clown. And you can't put this, and the people at the Clown Nation, you cannot want to throw my goddaughter Big Royalty in there. See, whenever when something is bad, that's when they want to say, oh, a soul food and royalty. No, 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 no. You can't do it that way now. If you're going to say that he was the one that supported and controlled everything, and he was the one that was in charge, made the money, and paid for everything, that means anything bad that happened within that arrow falls on his back. He was responsible, not royalty. Come on. You can't have it both ways. You can't pick and choose when you want to say it falls on royalty and he has nothing to do with it. So, moving on to another. This video was titled Picnic Day at the Soul Food Land. You guys, this video was dropped a day after my birthday. Stop it. My birthday next month, baby. June 21st. Turn up. I'm a Gemini because I say I'm a Gemini. This birthday dropped on June 22, 2018. And her DNA was there. Oh, DNA ain't gonna leave you out, baby. You was there. He did a video, them at a picnic day. I promise you. In that video, they only had 2 big bags of chips. They had a small container of cheese. Stay with me now. 1 container. They actually had a tin. You know how you go get the aluminum foil from the dollar store? Come on. I'm just saying. It was an aluminum foil. It wasn't no huge, big aluminum foil little pan. And they had different sandwiches. And they had like peanut butter and jelly or certain sandwiches. Baby, they were sharing that. They were sharing 2 bags of chips, sandwiches, a little thing of cheese, and it looked like they were like, I'm going to be honest, it looked like it was like maybe 5 or 4 canned sodas. Clown, you taught them to share. And when you were sharing food with them, you never came to the internet and you never trolled them and bashed them. You never made fun of them and say they was hungry and broke. You never said that they didn't have food to eat. So why is it when you was in the picture for 8 and 9 years, from 2015 up into 2022, and you was sharing food with them for all those years, it was not a problem. But now that you are no longer in this family, because you kicked them out, because you said you wanted better, because you said you want the network by doing booty pick and chasing booties and having different women every 7 days. I stand on it. Now you want to say they're hungry. You want to say, oh, they always sharing. But you know what, clown? I gave proof and receipts. You taught them to share for views, content, and money. And now that my goddaughter and them and my royal family, they call the royal family, and now that they're able to be free, and because they choose to still do videos and go out to eat and share, it triggers you. Pow, pow. Since he like to make gun noises when he do videos of my goddaughter, my god grandkids. Now it triggers you. You're angry. You want to come to the internet and say they're hungry and they're poor. They've been eating this way from day one, you guys. Since a clown stole away, took off to Vegas, and manipulated himself into a single mother and her mother life. He threw himself into their life, you guys, and tried to stick with them like glue. I can't lie to you. Like I said, the DNA was in that video as well. That video right there, you guys, got over 6 million views. You guys, stop playing with me. Drop the teacups in the chat for Sweet Teacup if you follow along with me. I'm only giving you the glue. Like I say, I gave the puzzle pieces a long time ago, but I didn't want to leave you hanging, so I'm bringing the glue, baby. Every time I bring facts, it's so you can glue it and make it stick. Thank you. Hey, North Philly. Hey, baby. Thank you. Got over 6 million views. The Korean Candy, in case I didn't say, that one got over 7,000 views. Like I say, moving on to another video. This one was June 10th, 2020. Pay attention to that. June 10th, 2020. In 2021, in May, a year later, that's when my goddaughter left the first time. Stay with me now, don't get lost. So the last time that they did a taste test that I believe, but you know what? I can't say that because I only just want to do a couple. Because I don't like that food. I can't stand looking at that clown's face. But I'm sure there was more. This just where I kind of just stopped. I just wanted to give facts and receipts. He did a video titled Testing More Viral TikToks. Life Hack. It was things that people was eating, drinking, and making on TikTok. He did that, and they were sharing it. Here we go, sharing again with royalty and the 3 older God grandkids. I cannot lie to you. You guys, on that video, that one pulled over 3 million views. So see, hey, Alicia, so let me just explain it to you. Because see, you got to, don't be, listen, I opened the box. I'm pulling it out. All you got to do is drink the tea and see it for what it is. Hey, Coco 12. And baby, they can't debate this, or none of this. When he was with them, they taste and ate and drank everything together. You hear me? They shared the food, you guys, to drink. Like I say, that one video when they had that big old punch bowl, baby, and they had different types of drinks. They poured it all in there, just green, red, and yellow. Honey, I'm going to be honest. When I remember when I seen that video, I was like, oh, I can't do that. But I said, you know, Royalty a good one. She's a good mama. They was literally drinking behind the kids. They only had 2 straws. Oh, look at that clown. Look at the pattern. One straw was on the left, and the other straw was on the right. Just like somebody got shot in the left thigh 2 times and got shot 2 times in the right thigh. It's something about that left and that right with that damn clown. You guys, you got to pay attention to the pattern. Now he's the biggest hypocrite. Him, his boogie eating mama. Oh, you in there, boogie mama. Yes, I do crack. And the senior citizen crew, the clown for the nation, they all get on the internet and want to troll that, but then yet they want to act like they didn't know those. Oh, they knew those videos was out there, and they're not going to address it. They're going to talk about it, but they didn't think Sweet Teacup was going to put. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you how I move. Baby, I move slow, gently, quietly, intelligently, and powerful. I never let nobody know what I'm going to bring and drop in the tea. You just don't know what's cooking in my tea. You don't know what angle I'm ever going to come from. You have no idea. You just know that when I come, you're going to get the tea, and you're going to be able to always take something back with you, baby. Kind of like when you go to a nice restaurant and you take that little doggy bag. I'm going to always have you be able to take something back with you. And like I say, my mother, they give to my goddaughter, Big Royalty, was to come to this internet and prove that a pedo clown you did touch, is a hypocrite. That he himself and the DNA, not the DNA to try to clown in Gary. Somebody knows she grew up on cereal on ice until she came to Vegas. Stop playing with it. Clowning, trying to clown my goddaughter, my 3 older god grandkids about sharing when they ass was sharing too, and they was doing it for the money. And see, one thing I can say about my goddaughter, Royalty, Big Royalty. Drop the Royal Crown in the chat for Royalty and the Royal kids. Justice for them. They never gonna come to the internet and do the most for coins. They're never going to come to the internet and do the most for millions of dollars. They just going to live their life. They're going to keep it original. They're going to keep it genuinely. They're going to keep it being themselves. They're not going to come and just drop video, them testing a bunch of food and drinks and all this just to get views and content. No, they may do a video because they're out and about outside. Stay with it. I think when they made that phrase, I want to say they made that phrase for all single mothers who've been trapped inside behind a creep, a pedo clown, bitter baby daddy. They was trapped inside because they thought they was being led the right way, and they wasn't. Royalty is not going to do that. She's out, she's about, and she go live. It's because she want to interact with her supporter. It's because we're asking her to go live. Royalty can care less about the damn views. That's what you all don't understand. She could care less about doing content 24/7 and keeping the camera in the Royal kid's face 24/7. She could care less about dropping a video every day. She's a mother. She's a single mother who worked from day one since we first put our eyes on her on YouTube. A whole clown said himself. He said allegedly when he met my goddaughter, he said my goddaughter was the only one that had jobs. He said it was my goddaughter that bought the camera, you guys. Come on. Bought the camera. He literally, the same brother that he come to the internet right now, I cannot lie to you. The same brother, he come to the internet, drop the teacups in the chat, you agree with Sweet Teacup. He literally came to the internet in 2015 and said that none of his brothers or nobody in his family would gift to him a laptop. I can't lie to you. He literally said that no one would buy him a laptop, but my goddaughter, Big Royalty, bought him a damn laptop. Come on now, you guys. Drop the teacups. I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to do that. It's Mother's Day. It's Sunday. One thing about Sweet Teacup, when you come to me, I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to give you the truth. He said it out of his mouth. So that means, clown, you had Jinx and a card reader, Snaggletooth Kenneth. I'm calling their name out in this video. You had them. And apparently, I'm going to assume you had Boogie Eating Grandma. Come on. You had them three people that you claim that's your family and they rock for me. But in 2015, they couldn't buy you a camera or a laptop. But my goddaughter was the one who had to buy it. But people in the clown nation just want to overlook that. How can, it just came to me. Look how good God is. Jesus. Come on, you guys. You all give me my flowers, honey. Give me my flowers. And can't nobody take my tea and run with it. You can't flip the title. You can't change it, nothing. God just gave it to me. How can somebody be put on? How can somebody take care of a single mother and 3 older grandkids? How can somebody say, I'm the one that brought them up when your ass ain't even have a fucking camp? Oh, not you making me cussing on a Sunday. Oh, forgive me, Jesus. Give me my flowers. When you couldn't even have the camera or the laptop. Sir, you got that wrong. She put you on. She brought you up. You cannot. I stand on it. Give me my flowers. Flood my chat with flowers. You cannot do YouTube, baby. If you ain't got no phone, no camera, or no laptop, ain't no YouTube. You cannot make no live or do no video. I stand on it. So how can he come to the internet in 2025 and say, I brought them up? I put them on. They had nothing. Sir, you didn't even have a camera. You didn't have a laptop. You admitted that. And neither one of your no good, dusty, crusted, broke ass, no good, foul feeling, domestic violent, pedophile, boogie eating family members gifted you a camera or a laptop. Neither one of them. But my goddaughter did. Big royalty. Big royalty. Diamond and baguettes. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what baguettes was until I had to Google it. Bread. That's telling you, my goddaughter, Big royalty, the diamonds stand for, they always going to have money to survive, to live. Listen, not have money to be rich and famous. I'm saying money to eat, to have clothes, to have water, to have shoes on their feet, whether they Vans, Walmart shoes, Nikes, or whatever. She's going to have money, a roof to put over their head. If it's a 1-bedroom apartment with roaches, baby, I stand on it. That's what the diamonds represent. And the baguettes mean they're going to always eat, baby. They're going to always eat. Like my goddaughter say, diamonds and baguettes. We stand on it. Thank you, Coco. Coco have been a member. Thank you guys for being a member. If you have not joined my membership for Mother's Day, gift to me. If you don't want to redo it a month later, that's okay. But I hope you would. But my gift for me, for Mother's Day, join my membership today for $1.99. You know what? Let's just piss a clown. Let's piss a booger-eating grandmama off. Just to piss her off. Because I'm pretty sure she's sitting there. She probably on the other side of my gate. Because you best believe she ain't ever coming to the tea palace, baby. I stand on it. Just to piss out, because you know they going to get mad. Anytime somebody give royalty something, or the 3 older god grandkids, or get anybody at the Royalty Nation or the Tea Palace, they get triggered. They get mad. So give Sweet Teacup for Mother's Day, Grandma, $1.99. Watch how they get triggered and mad. And trust me, I'm not going to no airport acting like I'm going somewhere. No, I ain't got no money to take a flight. And I'm talking about, oh, everything looks so good, smells so good, and begging for money. Come on. You ain't begging for food. You boogie-eating grandmama. You wanted money. You wanted money. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not going to get on the internet and talk about how, oh, this life is so hard and this, and I got to do this job begging for money. Baby, that's what I got. God. God is good. That's our Father. God is going to uplift me every time. God going to keep you fed. Listen, I don't even drink champagne. I may not have no fancy drink. But guess what? Baby, if I could pull up at a flea market and get me 4 drinks for $1, I'm getting in them, baby. I'm drinking. That's liquid. That's gonna liquefy my body. Come on now. You are around here. You know what? Those people at Clown Nation, baby, shame on them. Shame on them. See, one thing about it, they said when you're a child of God, you walk like God, right? So let's just talk about it. Let's compare. I'm just saying, if somebody's a Christian, let's just compare. So you got the pedo clown that did a whole video on him being baptized, and ever since he been baptized, he been moving like the devil. Come on, drop the one in chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup? I can't lie to you. Ever since he been baptized, baby, he really been showing the devil in him. Drop the one in the chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup? Been gambling, cheating, lying, stealing. Listen, baby. Ooh, you all better stop playing. They gonna come for him. But then you got Royalty, my goddaughter, Big Royalty. Well, Big Royalty, when she want to go buy something, and the kids, they go to a thrift store. Come on now. They go to Goodwill. They go to a flea market. Come on. I ain't regulating them with God. I'm just showing you how Christian move. That's all I'm doing. God, Jesus, I can only go by what I've seen in movies and TVs and what's in my heart and in the Bible. Jesus had just sandals and a robe, baby. And a robe. Jesus did not go to name brand stores. He did not go to Egypt somewhere, Jerusalem somewhere, and went to the best of the best and came out with fleshy diamonds and pearl, baby. Jesus had a robe and a rope and sandals. And I bet you they was homemade. Now, I'm just saying. Somebody want to come to the internet and the whole Clown Nation wants to say, oh, she don't believe in God. They don't believe this and they did that. Let me tell you something right now. If you think wearing designer clothes, come on now. And if you think buying kids designer shoes and designer clothes and doing all this, if you think that's going to get your kids in heaven, baby, you better think again. Because if you have not taught your kids by the time they get to age 12 that they need to get on their knees and say their blessings, baby, and say their prayers, and before food is put in front of them, whether they say it out loud or within their heart and say their blessing, baby, they're going straight to hell. Sweet Teacup just here to tell you that. Because all the fancy clothes and all the fancy shoes and all the money that a whole pedo clown try to convince people at a Clown Nation, oh, They don't have fancy clothes no more. They don't have fancy shoes. They got to share food. They this. Baby, he is leading you all down a roll of lies. He is leading you all to hell with that. I promise you. Baby, when they got on Noah's ark, when Noah made the ark, I'm not going to lie to you. Drop the one in the chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup. When he made that ark, baby, it was made out of wood. Regular wood. It wasn't the fanciest wood. God didn't tell Noah, go get the toughest and the strongest and the fanciest wood you can. It was just made out of plain wood. They didn't even paint the boat. They didn't even paint the boat. And brought in animals 2 by 2. Come on now. Woo! You all better stop playing. 2 by 2. They didn't have fancy food. They didn't go out and caught the biggest fish they had out there in the ocean and grilled the biggest pig they had and none of that. No, they were simple people. And you want to tell me, you all better stop playing with me. You all better stop on Mother's Day and Sunday. You trying to tell me they didn't eat simple food, and you trying to tell me they didn't share? Baby, they shared on Noah. On that boat, they shared the drink, the water, and the food. They shared. God, when he was in Jerusalem and he came with that basket, Jesus, to feed his people, Jesus had one basket, baby. You better know. You better know. You better recognize. He had one basket. He didn't have multiple baskets. He didn't have 10. He didn't have 20. He didn't have 100. He didn't have 1,000. He didn't go to door to door and left everybody a basket, baby. He had one basket. Everybody who came up, or he went to them, he pulled from that one basket. They shared the bread. They shared it. I grew up in the church. And we shared the bread, baby, and the blood. We shared it. You all better stop playing with me. And you want to sit there and you want to be a part of the clown nation and you want to troll a mother and her kids because they share. And you trying to tell me because the clown did a video and because he told you all he was a born-again Christian, and ever since that water, whatever type water that was, touched him, he have done everything but what a child of God should have been doing. But you got a single mother out here. She never went and said that she was baptized. She never said she was a born-again Christian. She never did none of that. And she still lived her life the same. She take care of her kids and she shared the food. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if I got to line up with somebody, if it came down to me, and God said to me, you need to pick. Line up behind somebody who you think gonna leave you into the gate of heaven. Ain't no way I'm gonna line up behind a clown. Baby, I'm behind that single mother and them 3 Royal Guard grandkids all day, every day. I'm the first in line, and I'm going to come simple. I'm going to come plain. I'm going to come no name brand. I'm going to come no jewelry. I'm going to come no fancy food. I'm just going to come what's in my heart. Because God say his church is your home. God say, come as you is. If you don't know nothing about church, then you know what? I cannot lie to you. Drop the flowers in the chat. You agree with Sweet Teacup. If you come from a church, or you just remember being little and young, if you ever went to a church and you felt at home because a pastor said somewhere in that sermon, this is a church for everybody. Come as you are. That means you just come as you are. If you broke, if you ain't got but one shoe, if you wear some black pants and they big and baggy and you wear black t-shirts and you skate on a skateboard, God said, come as you are. If you come for that type of church, baby, and you know what I'm talking about, drop the flowers in my chat. You all better stop playing with it. You better stop playing with it. Stop listening to a bunch of clowns over there. Because I promise you, The blessing don't come because of what you have. The blessing don't come because who you think you are. Not who you are. It's who you think you are. You think you're a goat. You think you're a king. You think you're above God. You think you get to set your own rules. Who you know that get money and pray on money? Oh, you know you're going to hell. I can't lie to you. Allegedly, I hate saying the word allegedly, because when I say allegedly, I'm speaking the truth. He was on a short, you guys, our video, I don't know which one. This fool was literally had money, sniffing it and praying on it. And praying on bad things against my goddaughter, my god sister Tanya, and the 3 older god grandkids. You guys, let me tell you, I promise you, I'm going to tell you, you know what? I want to say shout out to Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat did a video the other day. He dropped the video. If you ain't seen the video, go look at that video. Kai Cenat did a video where he was explaining about his streamer university. I don't believe that it's an age limit. I hope I get an invite. If I get an invite, you know why? You know, if I was to get an invite from Kai Cenat, I would definitely go just so that I can help single mothers and my god daughters and my god grandkids out. I will go just to build up myself, meet these people, and I promise you, I'm going to speak of my goddaughter and my god grandkids. If I had it, if God blessed me in any kind of way, I am going to share with my goddaughter, my god grandkids, and any other single mother that I could find a way that I could do it. Whether me giving them a vision, speaking up for them, you know, giving them ideas, trying to share what I was raised with, things that I have learned, any way I can. But you guys, he explained in that video about that stream. He said there are 3 categories. 3 categories. There is the freshman. That means you have a small channel, like a person like myself or even smaller. A person, we ain't got nothing. He said you got that group. He said you don't have to be a big person on YouTube. Meaning that, don't believe a so-fool clown. Baby, he wish. Let me tell you something. If Kai Cenat would have accepted him, let me tell you just how pathetic he is and how the type person he is, a user. If Kai would have granted him by now access and told him that he can come to that stream university, he would have been dropping videos on it. He would listen. He, instead of staying humble and gratefully and moving slowly and softly, he would have been going behind Kai Cenat back, throwing him under the bus, finding some kind of way to do videos about how him and, allegedly we best friend, Kai my bud, Kai my this and he that. He would have been doing that. That's why a person like him would never get into something like that. But like I said, Kai Cenat said got 3 levels, and then you got the middle. You got the people that, you know, they have been put on and they got a good little follower, and you got them. And then you got the top rank, meaning that you got those people, they already put on, they making the money. And the reason why he say he did it that way, because he wanted them. You ever heard those saying of a melting pot? Drop the teacups in the chat. You know it's Sweet Teacup talking about. I know Sis coming, and I know a lot of you guys that's old like me, and that's nothing wrong with being old, because if we old, we should share the wisdom. Drop the teacups. You know what Sweet Teacup talking about. If you ever heard of the melting pot, baby, please let me give you the story of the melting pot. Just a short story. It's Mother's Day. See, a melting pot means you put a variety of things in it and you let it simmer. You don't let it cook. You let it take your time and you let it simmer and you let it blend. You let it mix and it becomes something amazing. It becomes the most nourishing food you ever tasted. Well, that's what Kai Cenat mean by that, you guys. When Kai Cenat says, There are three groups. Don't believe the hype when somebody comes to the internet. And I believe he said, the consonant say allegedly Dub, DDG brother Dub, he's the only person I know named Dub, said that only rich people is going to go. So are you upset, DDG brother Dub, because maybe you didn't get your fat ass in? Oh, I said it. I said it. You heard what I said, and I said what I said. Is it because you didn't get in? And that's why you would say that in Kai chat? No. Kai said, and I'm going to put it in my way so that for those who maybe can understand it with Sweet Teacup a little better, because I believe in drawing you that picture. I believe in giving you that vision when you see it in your mind. When you take all three of those ingredients, you take a person like me and Laura, don't make no money. We are real low. Got less than 3,000 subscribers. I have less than 3,000 subscribers, but I'm forever humble. I'm for grateful. Because at the end of the day, I'm still in the pot. See, that's what you always got to remember. And then you got the middle, where you got somebody, let's just say hypothetically, they got like over 50,000 subscribers and more. They got over 50,000 subscribers and more. And then you got them that's way up there that got over 1 million subscribers. When you take a pop like that, baby, honey, that's like potato soup. Stop playing with. Ooh, you are. You ever heard of soup bone soup? See, Sweet Teacup finna give you all something today. Today is Mother's Day. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on here and just give you my vision and talk to you guys and share. You ever heard of bone soup? Put the one in the chat if you ever heard of bone soup. Let me tell you what bone soup is, girl. Ooh, baby, bone soup is amazing. Put a one in the chat. You ever heard of bone soup? Literally a bone. Like a ham bone. Like you had turkey for Thanksgiving and your mom made some Hallmark greens and something. She put ham in that bad boy. And all the meat was off the bone, but you just left with the bone. Put a one in the chat. You ever heard of bone soup? Let me explain to you what bone soup is. Thank you, Carmen. Hey, thank you for the flowers. Bone soup is, see, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to show you how they did it in the olden days. On down to slavery. Bones, I learned this, you guys. I promise you, I'm going to see. I had to be, I know you all love it when I do story time. I had to be about, I'm going to say, I probably was as young as 10 years old. My grandmother, oh, God bless the dead. And you guys, God bless my mom. Listen, I'm going to stay focused. I miss my mom. I lost my mom about 2 years ago, you guys. But I'm going to stay focused because my mom, she's with me. She's looking down on me. My grandmama's here and they want me to tell you this story. I remember I was about 10 years old. And my mom come from a small town where my grandma stayed at. And I can't tell you the name of that town. I know you won't want me to, but I'm not going to tell you. And it was about, let me see. My grandmama had that green house. Ooh, I call it a little greenhouse. I'm going to give you a treat today. If you go back to some of my beginnings of my videos, you know what? I don't know. It may not be on this channel. I take it back. I don't think it's on this channel, the little greenhouse. I take that back. But my grandmother's house we used to call it the little greenhouse. We were from the city. That's what we call it. All the kids in the neighborhood, the little greenhouse. So it was about two houses down from my grandmama's house. There was a house set on the corner. And she had two daughters, and I think she had, let's see, I think she had 2 sons or 3 sons, but they was older than us. And she had 2 daughters. The 2 daughters was around my age, so I used to play with them. And one day I was over to their house, and I never forget, their mama say, go up to the store and get a soup bone. You guys, I didn't know what a soup bone, I didn't know what that was. But you know, I'm from the city, and I always listen. I always been a type child. I love to. You guys, listen. I was destined to be a mom. I was a type. I played with dolls. I was like 15, and I didn't care. When I say I played when I was 15, I kept them like put up in something. When I got about like 14, I didn't comb their hair like that anymore. But I kept them, you know. But I mean, we walked to the store. It was a neighborhood store, and it's in the country. My grandmama place come from, it was clay road. Ooh, baby, y'all don't know nothing. I ain't know nothing about no Play-Doh. Baby, we just dug the dirt up from the road, especially when it rained and got muddy. It was a clay road. And we had railroad tracks, but we didn't have to cross the railroad tracks to go to that store, but you had to hit that damn clay road and you walk up through, bike. See, this bike then, you was able to walk in people's yard and they didn't tell you to get out of the yard. It was that type of town. So we walked into the store, and then in the back, they literally had like how they have like at Publix and stuff now. You have a meat store, but it was different back then because it looked more like a butcher pen. And sure enough, they got a soup bone. And I believe they was on food stamp just like how he was. See, I told you I grew up in the project. We was on food stamp. When we would go to my grandmama's house, my grandma was in the food stamp with us. My mama was in the food stamp with us because my mama was grateful that my grandmama would have us. And I'm going to tell you, some of the best years of my life was in that small town, you guys. I would go every summer. So they got the bone, and then I remember it was a big ass bone because I remember the paper was wrapped up and everything. So we get back to their house. Honey, all I could tell you, I literally thought at first, I was thinking to myself, oh no, they're like poorer than me. Stay with me now. Stay with me on this story. I was thinking to myself, they're poorer than me because they got to have a pot of water with a bone. That's all I was able to get from that. Baby, within an hour later, we're playing, and this aroma hit me. Oh my goodness, it was the best smell I ever smelled. Baby, see, a soup bone, you guys, is when you take this big old bone. Stay with me now. This is why you don't always just throw away bones. She took that big old bone and she put it in the pot. And I remember seeing her shelling the peas. If you don't know nothing about shelling peas, that's when whether it's butter peas, snap peas. She was shelling the peas. I remember she was doing that a couple of days ago. But baby, she put that big old bone in that pot. Come on now, say with me, pot of water, tap water. Bottled water didn't exist, at least not for me. I don't remember nothing about bottled water back then. So she put in them snap peas. She put in them butter beans. She put in some potatoes. She put in some tomato. All these was vegetables that she didn't grow. But if you come from a small town like that, you buy it from the store. You buy all your vegetables was free. They really didn't dabble in canned goods like that. So she put in those vegetables. Baby, when I say it was the best smelling. Honey, I remember when it was time for me to go home. I remember asking my grandma. I said, can y'all go with me? I told my friend, come go with me. I asked my grandma, I spend the night. I can't lie. You guys, I'm speaking facts. I'm not lying to you. I would not lie to you. So they went with me to my grandma's house because I told her it was only 2 or 3 houses down. And baby, and my grandma said, yes, I can spend the night. Honey, best meal I ever had. Soup bone soup. It was so freaking good, baby. Ever since then, every time I go to the house, I be like, your mom gonna make some soup bone soup? It was the best ever. Do not underestimate the power of nourishment of food. Do not underestimate because you think someone may have something smaller than you or less than you, that they're not being nourished and taken care of. Because like I say, I remember saying to myself, oh my God, they're just going to have a water with a bone. Baby, the best soup I ever had. I remember going back to my grandma and say, Grandma, please, can we have some bone soup? It was the best ever, you guys. I loved it. So don't allow somebody to come to the internet and poke fun at somebody and make fun of somebody and say because somebody is sharing that they're not being fed, that they're not being nourished, that their needs are not being taken care of, you guys, because it's a lie. It's the biggest lie I know. Listen, maybe that will explain why. Come on now. Why a Brady Snaggletooth family is the way that they are. Because let's take it. If you take a booger eating grandma, and if she was at a party and went into a bathroom and said, can I come? And she closed the door and went in there and partied with drugs. didn't care about her kids. She didn't care about sharing the responsibility and the love and the guidance and being with them and cooking a pot of bone soup. She'd rather be in the party. That's selfish. That's not sharing. That's being selfish. You only worried about yourself. You was not worried about your babies. You was not worried about what if you get addicted? What if you get drugged out? What if you get arrested? What if you go to jail and prison? See, she was being selfish. She wasn't worrying about the kids. But guess what? If she would have been sharing, woo, look at that. If she would have known anything about the word share, S-H-A-R-E, she would have been sharing the concern. She would have been sharing the responsibility. She would have been sharing the love and say, I'm not going in that bathroom. I'm not going to do a party. I got to share the love and the guidance and the support and the protection with my kids. But she didn't do that. Come on now, stay with me. Don't get lost. Or we're going to talk about this Brady family. Since they're a clown, they want to teach kids wrong things and not the right thing. And then you got a clown, come on now. When he couldn't hold down to a job, we got fired we got kicked out of the Navy, see, because like I say, we were stealing canned goods. Because, hey, allegedly, he said he grew up at white people house, had opened up the can with a knife for the best way he can, eating ravioli out of the can. So he got kicked off the Navy because he was stealing big, huge cans of ravioli from the mess hall, you guys. When they found that out, they said, no, you got to go. You got all this food here. There we go again. And we can share. See? They got a problem with the word about sharing. S-H-A-R-I-N-G. They say you on the boat with other cadets. And we share here, but see, he didn't want to share. He wanted to break into the mess hall and steal the canned goods and eat it himself. See, they got a problem with sharing. So he took off to Vegas because there we go again. There's that bloodline. Allegedly, I'm not going to share that DNA. That's not my baby. I don't have no part of it. I'm going to run off and I'm going to forget about them in Cary, Indiana, and I'm going to build my life over and I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to control everything. I'm not going to share anything with them. Look at the pattern, you guys. That is that word again. See what they should have learned a long time ago, and they should have learned it from booger eating grandma. Because she should have been the foundation. She should have taught them what the word of sharing, the word share, what it means. It doesn't just mean you share designer clothes. It doesn't mean you share designer shoes. Well, I went and bought me a designer shirt, so I bought them one, but we just gonna let them use it for props. And when I get tired, when I kick their ass out, I'm gonna say, leave me stuff here. Don't take the shirt, don't take the shoes, don't take the clothes. This my stuff, and don't put your hand in my stuff. Don't do this. But see, if they would have been learning the word sharing from a booger-eating grandmama and learned that you don't just share shoes and clothes and shoes, you guys, and food. You got to learn to share the love. You got to learn to share your heart. You got to learn to share your time. You got to learn to sacrifice. Especially when you got babies and you got to put all your I want to have fun, I want to run the street, I want to do this aside and take care of your babies. Did I say give up your dream? No one say give up your dream, because the dreams are in your heart. They're in your head. They're in your vision. But see, that Brady family, they're selfish. They don't believe in sharing. See, my Roy family, come on now, they share. Roy to share every day. Hey, so you see that clown? You see how clown I could flip that and switch that and show that sharing is a wonderful thing. And I'm not lying. It's an amazing thing. Thank God royalty shares. Thank God they do share the tacos, the chips, the sandwiches, the drinks and everything. Thank God they share. Not only that, can you imagine how greedy people can be? And I want to have my own steak plate. I want to have my this. I want to have my that. What about the people that are hungry? You ever thought about that? You so busy feeding your mouth and want to prove to the world that you're a goat and you're a king and you're a clown. And I can buy this and we ain't got to share. Well, what about the people that are hungry? You just stole another plate from somebody else. You ever thought about that? Of course not. They're the Brady clowns. They don't know the first thing about sharing. It was not taught to them to share. He don't know the definition of the word share. Thank God my goddaughter royalty knows. Listen, my goddaughter royalty been taught that so well. Do you know that she allow us, Sweet Teacup, the Royalty Nation, and her supporters, if we want to do videos on her and the family, she sit back and she allow us to share the content. Royalty would literally go take your content, pin it on her Instagram. You guys, I can't lie to you. Come on, man. Talk to Royal Crown in the chat. And Sweet Teacup ain't speaking facts. Royalty would take your content that she know you trying to grind and make a way and a life for you because you need to help take care of your family and share with them. And she will pin it on her channel, on her own Instagram or whatever to help support you. That's sharing. Baby, I'll wait. When have a clown ever? I'll wait. When have you ever seen that clown pin anybody, content or anything? Never. Because they don't know the first thing about sharing. Don't know the first thing. Oh, he'll probably go do it now. I always say every time when Sweet Teacup do a video, he goes in and take what I say and he go do it. Clown, you think I don't see what you doing? But that ain't gonna save your soul. Because Sweet Teacup, I am not God. You should have got on your knees a long time ago. You should have gotten your mama, your boogie grandmama. She probably allegedly was locked up in prison, living that life of prison, acting like that wasn't part of her life. And she should have been teaching you before you got 12 that you should have known how to get on your knees and say your prayers and say your soul. Because my grandmama taught me, baby. Taught me every night. She would have me when I be there for the summer. She didn't care what went on in the city. But when I was to her house, she said, baby, it's time to go to bed. Let's get on our knees. Let's say our prayers. And I don't mean she said with me. My grandma would sit right there on the bed. Because my grandma was an elderly. I would get on my knees right on the bed beside her. And I would say my prayers. And if I miss a beat, I didn't get a swat or anything. She'll say the word for me and I'll continue on. And after I would say my prayer, I'm going to tell you, girl, let me give you, ooh, Jesus. I had one of the most amazing grandmothers. Ooh, let me stay focused. I don't want to. Oh, after I would say my prayers, and then I would get in the bed because I share bed with my grandmother. Look at that word, sharing. Ooh, look at that sharing again. Thank God my grandma shared because we was able to go there. Because if you don't know that about me, I told you I had all brothers. And my grandmother had sons. They was like adult sons. But they were sons. She wasn't going to put me in that room. And my aunts, you know, they was grown. There was too many. And my grandmother said I could share with her. So I was in the room with my grandmother. I loved it. After I say my prayers, we get in the bed. And you know what? That's my grandma grant me. Ooh, with a snack. Every night. That's why today, one of my favorite sodas I like to drink is, give me a minute. One of the favorite sodas I like to drink today is a Mr. Pibb. And my grandma used to love a Mr. Pibb. And she loved it. I don't know what you call those cookies, but you guys, they're like peanut butter cookies. They got like these little ridges around it. If you know what cookies I'm talking about. They're brown and they got peanut butter in it. Not the cheese crackers, but the peanut butter kind. It's kind of like a brown, what you call those cookies that you do s'mores with? Graham cracker. It's not a graham cracker, but it put me in mind of it. And it's brown and got a little rigid shape around it. Like little flower shape around it. Square. Came in 6-inch pack peanut butter. And that's what my grandma loved. And oh my goodness. She used to share with me, you guys. Oh, give me a minute. I don't like to get really emotional, but it's Mother's Day, and I'm going to honor my grandmother. And that's one of the reasons today I love those cookies. She used to share that with me. And then it was one other snack she brought to my life. I call them circus peanuts. If you know what kind of candy I'm talking about, let me tell you. They're real sweet. And I didn't know why my grandma liked that type of candy, but I get it now. They were shaped like a peanut, and it was kind of big, and it was orange. If you know what candy I'm talking about. Drop the flowers in the chat in honor of Mother's Day. I don't know what they called it back then, but my grandma used to eat those too. And like I said, they were shaped like a big peanut, and it was orange. And it was like marshmallow, you guys. You know, it's not like Peep. If you know anything about the Peep candy, Easter candy, it's a little harder than that. It's hard for me to explain it if you don't eat it, but I call it circus peanuts. My grandma used to eat those. It didn't dawn on me until I became a grandmother why my grandmother probably favored those candy. For one thing, if you ever had it, it melts in your mouth. You don't have to have teeth to eat it. I think my grandmama really ate that candy too, because my grandmother, you know, she had, you know, the dentures, you know, where she kept her teeth in the glass. But she was able to eat that candy. And baby, my grandma left a legacy with me. I love that candy. Now, I don't eat it all the time because it's real sweet. But I tell you, I love that candy. Because I am at the age now, I have no business eating blow pops and eating lollipop. Let me tell you, baby, you got to hold on to the teeth you got. So I can't eat that type of candy like that anymore. But I can eat those peanuts. And I think that's one of the reasons why my grandmother ate that candy and loved it. And I loved it. But like I said, you guys, your grandmama loved them too? Yes. Hey, nothing but the truth. Hey, baby. Thank you, sweetie. You guys, I know some people, and it's only the Clown Nation. Oh, why she get emotional? Listen, that's sweet teacup. I get emotional. But it's good when you have memories that you can go back and you can remember these things with your mom and with your grandmother. Trust me, you guys, it's what gets you through. And then you take it. It's so important. You tell it to your children so that they can keep these stories and they can pass this legacy. See, a clown, he could never. A booger-eating grandmama, she chose to go to prison instead of to stay around and tell stories and pass these good, wonderful legacy to these kids. That's why he comes on the internet and say the most horrible things in the world, because he has nothing to say. And when he came into my goddaughter world, I know it, I'm a fly on the wall, baby. I see it, I'm a girl with wings, I promise you. When he came into royalty life, he was able to experience a family like that. They had a grandmother and a great-grandmother, and they would get together, they would have dinner, they would tell stories. He didn't have any of that. So when royalty left, and he pushed this, the thing is, he pushed them away. He did it, no one else. He needed to take accountability of what he did. He didn't have to go to Miami and party with them people. Them same people. You all better stop playing with the Dr. Teacups in the chat. You agree with the sweet teacup. The same people. He went to Miami, and I seen that video. I remember that clown. Because I remember when I saw my goddaughter crying. Ooh. You guys, it pulled that string on my heart, and I say, oh my God. I felt everything that she felt. I promise you, I felt it. And I cried for her that day, right along with her. And it brought back memories, and I said, gee whiz. But you know what? Everybody, he was on that boat with in Miami in 2021, because that's just I know when it got started. He is no longer friends with them. Come on, you guys, drop the teacup if I'm not speaking facts. Drop the teacup if I'm not being honest and truthful. And I'm not crying for him. I'm crying for my goddaughter. I'm crying for single mothers. I'm crying for children who just want to be free. But everybody, he was on that boat in Miami and say he just want to party. He's no longer even friends with them. A lot of those people that was on that boat, they're friends with royalty. It's proof right there. Just because somebody come to the internet and tell you, let me tell you something. If somebody got to come to the internet and tell you they're a born again Christian and they're holy, they're not. Because a born again Christian and a holy person and a child of God would never have to come to the internet and prove that to nobody. They would never. If they got to come to the internet and put it on video and show you and tell you and ask you and beg you and manipulate you and persuade you to congratulate them and to tell them, oh, you're a Christian. Baby, that's not a Christian. That's not the way how God moved. That's not how God wanted us to move. God did not, God did not send his only son for this. You guys, I promise when I tell you this, if your mother and your grandmother is still living, you need to cherish that. If your mother and grandmother is still here and you can make a difference just by, I'm not even say pick up the phone, you need to go to them. You need to do that because you're only going to get one. I promise you. If you was blessed with a good mother and a good grandmother, and they was the real way, the only way, the godly way, baby, you gonna miss them. Give me a minute. It doesn't mean that your life is not gonna be great, but you're gonna miss them. Because you know their love was genuine. It was true. It hit hard. It was solid. It was fulfilling. But you know what? I know my mom and my grandmama is looking down at me, and I have to carry on. I have to keep the legacy for them and for me. I want my grandkids. I want my God grandkids. And they may not know. Listen, if my God grandkids was to come in Florida, in Duval, without me approaching them and saying who I am, they wouldn't know me from a lineup. But I even want my God grandkids. I want Jalea, Leon, and Nation. For the sake of Mother's Day, I'm going to say their name today. I want Daya and baby CJ to know that they are so loved by their mom, their siblings. They loved by their grandma. They loved by their great-grandmama who recently passed. She was amazing. They loved by their supporters, their uncle, their aunt, their cousin, and they are loved by Sweet Tika. Like I say, because, oh, you guys, that clown, he's not going to win. You can't win over God. I don't care who you are. You're not going to win over God, and God is not going to allow you to use and abuse and attack and troll and bash his children anymore. It breaks my heart that people at a clown nation, grown people, could come to the internet and say, oh, those kids, they so unruly, they disrespectful. My God grandkids, my 3 older God grandkids come to the internet to defend themselves because they are tired. They literally left the house. And when they left the house, it wasn't good enough. The clown kept coming. Then they left the city. Again, it wasn't good enough. The clown and the nation kept coming. Then they left the state. And that's still not good enough. And you want them to remain on silent. That's not going to happen, because people, the most Christian person out there, the most innocent, gentle person out there has a breaking point till they get tired. They don't live in the state with this clown. They don't live in the same house. They don't be nowhere near this clown. And he is allowed to be on the internet. He is being encouraged. He is being congratulated. These people are cheering him on to do this to a single mother and children. And he really think he's not going to be held accountable. Sir, you gonna be held accountable. Hey, Tom. He is gonna be held accountable, and it's gonna be a sad situation. It's gonna be a sad situation for a bunch of people because they allowed it. You guys, let me tell you. Oh my goodness, the bullying that's going on is unbelievable. To see something like that happening, like number 2 said, but Kamari is worse than them. He need to speak. Exactly. You know what? At some point, there are some people, and even down to children, you can no longer help. They won't help. They have been corrupted. They have been convinced and molded and groomed, and it's like, she's old enough to know right from wrong. She's old enough now. She's older than 13. And she still chooses to get on the internet and say the most and do the most for her father of a clown for money, views, and content. But like I said, you guys, it's Mother's Day. Reach out to your parents. Reach out to the elderly. I promise you, don't underestimate the elderly. And you know, like I said, I know I said this one time before, but I'm gonna say it again before I get off. There was so many people in my life, but let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you about 2 old elderly people that was in my life, and they weren't even family member. There was a lady, like I said, I grew up in the project. And I used to be over with my aunt. I had an amazing aunt. And she was an older aunt. I told you, she used to come get us. We used to sneak off we used to sneak off the parties. And she used to come find us with a bat. I ain't lying to you guys. Listen, they'd be like, yo, mama here. And we'll take out like the back door or something. We was something else. But and the reason she came with a bat was 2 reasons. Because she walked with the bat, and she'll knock the mess out of you with a bat if you try to hurt her. Like, you know, somebody was going to try to attack her or whatever. She didn't use a cane. She used a bat. But she come, baby, she come get us. And it wasn't because she been mean, because she loved us. And she knew we supposed to have had our butt home, and we were still out. She literally would let us go to these parties. She said, y'all be home. Like, at this time, we'd be like, yes, ma'am. And you know us. Lord. We did the roof is on fire, because that was back in my time. That was in the late 60s and the early 70s. We was out there doing that, but she couldn't get us with that bat. She had a neighbor say right next to her, if you don't know nothing about Blodgett Home, the original Sugar Hill, that's where I grew up at in Duval. I promise you, Google it. I come from, baby, the trenches ain't got nothing on me. I come from that. But we stayed in a different court, and they stayed in court C. I ain't gonna tell you my court, because y'all may be trying to look sweet tea up, but that's okay. One day, you're gonna get to see me. But she had a next door neighbor. The doors, listen, it was like you could walk 3 feet and you're right there to the next door. So that was her neighbor. And I'll never forget that. She was an old lady. She had a hump in her back. And back then, I didn't know why people had humps in their back. You know, it come from posture, like, and some of that stuff you got is hereditary. You know, but, and she had gray hair, but she had this long, pretty gray hair. And she used to ask me to do her hair for her. Now my cousin in this video, cousin, don't come for me. You know, this speaking facts. I love you, my cousin. We the same age, but when she would ask my cousin to do it, when my aunt would tell my cousin to do it, my cousin didn't want to do it. So she would say, Lolo, my aunt would say, Lolo, could you do her hair? And I'd say, yes. And I remember I had to do her hair, long, beautiful gray hair. And I had to do her hair. And I'll never forget one day she said to me, she said, you know what? I'm not going to tell you I almost said her name, my aunt name. She said to my aunt, she said, you know what? She said, luck is going to come to Lolo in her old age. She said, good thing is going to come her way. She said she has such a good heart. And I never forget that. And I remember my cousin was just smirking at her. But even up to date, me and my cousin both are 61. We both will be 62 this year. And even now, she would say she remembered that. And I guarantee you, if my cousin could take it back, my cousin would have did her hair and moved differently. Not saying my cousin was an evil person. It's just that I was a different type child. I was very humble. Not that my cousin wasn't humble, but back then, my cousin had more than what I had, because my cousin was like the only child, and I was raised with 3 brothers. So I didn't have as much as my cousin had. I don't know if that was the reason why that made me more humble or not. I don't know. But I remember her. And I remember when I turned, you guys, before I had just, believe it or not, I had just had my firstborn. I got pregnant at 19. I don't have to give y'all this story, but you know, I believe in fact. I got pregnant at 19 out of wedlock. And I had just, this was my very, very first official job, is what I'll call it. I was working in a nursing home, and I had this patient. I'll say her name. Her name was, I believe her name, what was her name? I don't know if her name was Annie, but you guys, she was an older lady. She was real old. She was so old, I remember that she was like in her 90s. And you love my story. Thank you, Carmen. And it was my first time working in the nursing home. And keep in mind, I had just had the baby. I was always real little. I weighed less than 100 pounds. So I probably weighed like about 95 pounds. I was a little bitty something. And I remember they was concerned, can I handle that job? Because I had to lift patients up and take care of them. But they called this one particular patient, they called her grandma. I'll never forget her. Oh my God. I wish I knew her name. And she was a pretty old lady. She was dark complexion, not light skin. But when I say she had long, pretty gray hair, and she just happened to be one of the patients I had to take care of on my floor. And she had this thing about, and see, I didn't know anything. I'm going to be honest. I didn't learn about dementia and Alzheimer's, I'm going to be honest, until later in life, like in my late 30s. But she had Alzheimer's, and I didn't know anything about that. I was young. I was 19, just had a baby. I had my baby in the daycare, and the daycare was literally right around the corner from the nursing home I was working at. Look how God is. God is so good. But, anyway, she had a thing about when you come in her room, she would say people were stealing her underwear. Now, stay with me on this story. She'd say, God damn it. And she would call you bees and stuff. Get out of my room. You're stealing my underwear. So they used to say, just overlook her, but you got to take care of her because, you know, she's a patient. And you guys, she was real little. So she was slender too, like me. So it wasn't hard for me to get her up. You know, I would get her up. What I would do, I would bathe her first and then get her dressed, get up and put her in her chair. And then I would do her hair. That's what I remember. But she used to always say somebody to steal her underwear. And I couldn't understand what she said. So I remember one day I said, Grandma, why you want to say somebody steal underwear? They do steal my damn underwear. Look at her. They steal my underwear. Now, I'll be honest. She never would say I was one of the ones that steal it. When I would first come in the room, she didn't know who I was. And she'd be like, bitch, get out. And then she would see me because I always used to approach her. I would call her grandmama. I told you I lost my grandmama at 17. So I just felt in my heart the best way for me to get along with my patient is to call them grandma and granddaddy. So I would call her grandma, and then when I would say grandmama, she would know who I was. At least she would know that I was somebody that didn't mean no harm. So she would allow me to come in, get her dressed. And they would be like, I don't see how she let you do it, but she won't let nobody touch her. But I get her dressed and I would do her hair, and I remember I used to put her hair in pigtails, 2 pigtails, because her hair was just so beautiful. I literally put it in 2 pigtails and I plait it, and I would put bows at the end of it. It was just so freaking cute. And I would try to find the cutest little dress for her and everything. And I would just see, that's that nurturing, that I play with baby star mentality. When you that type person, you're very nurturing, you're very loving, you're motherly. So I would do that for her. And this one particular day, after I had got her dressed, normally I would get her dressed, set her up in her chair. Now she used to share a room with another elderly. But this particular day, I know would get her dressed, and the other lady would get dressed. The other lady, she couldn't walk, but she didn't have Alzheimer's. Well, she could have been working on Alzheimer's, but she didn't have it like Miss Annie. I think her name was Annie, Grandma Annie. So she would kind of look out for Miss Annie, you know what I'm saying? And I believe Grandma Annie was like partially blind. She was partially blind. I just remember that, you guys. She was able to see shadows, but she couldn't see who you are, your face. But she could recognize your voice. That's how come when I say grandmama, she'd be like, oh, hey, baby. I mean, you guys, she's just completely changed. I'd be like, hey, grandmama, I love you. She used to go from calling you a bitch. I said, hey, grandma, I love you. She said, oh, hey, baby. I said, hey, grandma, you better for me get the dress. Oh, you guys, she loved me. So this one particular morning, I normally would get her dressed, get the other patient dressed, and then I go to the next room. But for some reason, that particular morning, I left and I said, well, I want to come back and check up on her. You guys, I cannot lie to you. True story. That was a nursing assistant that was literally taking her underwear. She used to go in and take her underwear and share it with other patients. So when Granny Annie was saying, y'all bitches coming here and y'all steal my damn underwear, she was speaking facts, because who her relative were, you guys, they was good to her, and they would always make sure she had decent clothes to wear, and she always had she would have a drawer full of new underwear. So this other nursing assistant was coming in. She felt that Grandma Annie had so many underwear that it would be nice if she would share. So she would come in, and I don't know how often, but I've seen it that day, and she came in and she took a pair of underwear, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? She said, well, and I remember she said to me, well, you know what, her mean ass, she got so many damn underwear, she could share with some of the other patients. So see, you guys, it was a true story. When she was cussing people out and said, y'all were coming and steal my underwear, she was speaking facts. I'll never forget that. And after that, what I would do, as long as I was working that floor, and I'll be honest, I worked in that nursing home for 1.5 years. So after that, the whole time I was there, I would take Grandma Annie, because that my grandma don't play with me. I would take her new underwear and I would hide it, because you not gonna be taking my grandma underwear. You can share the old underwear, so I would leave the old underwear, and then y'all can take those and share the old. But when it came to her new underwear, we ain't doing that. I never told Grandma Annie that someone was taking the underwear, but I would go to her, and she would literally allow me to hug her. She used to literally hug me and kiss me on the side of my face. Like I told you, she was partially blind. And the other patient that was in her room, she was white. She was a nice old lady. And this was the funniest thing. I can't tell you all my birth name, but my name would just happen to be my first name was just like, evidently they said she had a daughter, and she was blind. Both of the patients, oh, you know what? She was blind. It was actually how many beds? 1, 2. It was 3 patients to a room. It was 3. So, but one of the patients, she was able to see, but she was in the chair. I remember her, and she was younger. She was a younger one. Her name was Cheryl. She was something else, baby, Cheryl. She was living in the nursing home. She was like in her late 40s. I was like, why is she here? She was really there, you guys, because they didn't have nowhere to put her. And I thought that was just crazy. But anyway, Cheryl was there. She was a talking one. But Miss Mary and Annie, both of them, Annie was partially blind and Miss Mary was completely blind. And she used to literally, one day she called the name, and it would just happen to be my name while I was, early in there, first working with them. And I say, ma'am, and it just so happened my name was her daughter's name. And she used to call, you guys, she used to call me. Oh, she'd be like, "Where my daughter at? Where my daughter?" She'd just be saying my name, because she'd say my name. That was my name. And I would go to her and I'd say, "Ma'am, you guys, when I say one of the best job I had was working at a nursing home. It was amazing. I remember my patients. I love my patient, but yes, but like I say, when Grandma Anna say they were still in her panties, they was still in her panties. And I said on fight. But you guys, like I say, I appreciate you guys allowing me to tell you my stories. I love telling you my story, because to me, I feel that when I speak of my story, it helps keep them to remember in the world, because I know they're looking down from heaven at us, me, you, and everybody else. And I know it made them feel good that they left something with me. That taught me that someone don't have to be a blood relative for you to love them. I remember when I first started doing my videos on royalty, somebody commented, somebody said, "How you gonna defend somebody you don't even know, or you never met them?" You don't have to know somebody. They say you don't even met them, you don't even know them, and they're not even your relative. They're not your bloodline. They don't have to be a relative or a bloodline for you to love them. Love is genuine. Love is free. Love is free. Love don't cost not one dime, not one penny. It doesn't. So like I said, you guys, I just had to share that. And thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I love you guys. I'm forever humble and grateful that you do take the time out and you allow me to tell you these stories. And like I say, I love you guys. I love you, Royalty. Happy Mother's Day to you. Love you too, Tanya. Happy Mother's Day to you. I know great grandma Royalty is looking down from heaven, and she has a smile on her face. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.